What's up, guys, and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. Hassan Mostafa's new look at Puerto Rico Pro is a proof that what you weigh on stage doesn't mean anything. The more lean you are, the more illusion you create on stage. Yes, he was down in size at Puerto Rico Pro as compared to the Arnold Classic or the Olympia, but nobody would have believed that he is 25 pounds lighter if Hassan didn't reveal that himself. If we look at Roelly Winklaar's career, he basically had the same problem in multiple years. He was afraid to drop that weight. And when that finally happened for Roelly in 2018, that year he was really dry on stage. He placed his career's best, third place at the Olympia. So Hassan and his new coach might have figured out the winning formula here. First of all, he is doing a 20 plus weeks prep. And secondly, both of them don't care about weight anymore. Very excited to see what kind of a look Hassan brings to the Orlando Pro this weekend. Clahar is a good addition to Orlando Pro. If he comes back here the way he did at Tampa and Texas Pro last year, he will be fighting for the title. He was in the final call-out with Ian and Steve last year, and it was extremely close between the three of them, with Phil beating both Ian and Steve in some shots. He switched coaches this year and went to George Farah, competed at Boston Pro this year, and it was kind of a mess. His midsection didn't look tight, his back detail was nowhere near what we saw in 2021, and that's why he was out of the top 5. It was their first show together, so we can't give them benefit of doubt. Andrea Presti is also doing Orlando Pro, another guy who will definitely be in the first call out. He already has a runner-up placing at New York Pro, so even if he places top 3 here, it is a possibility that he can get to the Olympia stage on points. Tonio Burton is confident that he will be better in terms of conditioning than his last showing, which was California Pro. Super glad he made the switch from 212 to the Open. Give him more time and he will unlock his real potential in open bodybuilding. I mean, we all saw he looked amazing at Cali Pro. In an ideal scenario, it will be better if Derek stays in the 212 this year, defends the title, transitions into the open bodybuilding right after the Olympia, and plan his off-season ahead accordingly. Which means he can eat more food in the off-season, really focus on growing without the fear of hitting a weight cap. Because as of now, Hani himself has said a couple of times that he can only allow Derek to eat a certain amount of food. Otherwise, things will get out of their hands. And it will be extremely hard to come down to 212. We all saw Derek guest pose in Pittsburgh. He was the most impressive guy on stage that day, and he weighed over 255 pounds. And that is a lean 255. Judging by the way he looks right now, it is gonna be a real challenge for Honey to bring him down to 212 and then fill him up to a point where he doesn't look flat on stage. Thankfully, Derek is definitely gonna be in the open class next year. Another competitor worthy of placing top 5 at the Olympia. Two Brazilians are ready to represent their country on the Olympia stage in open bodybuilding. Vitor Boff and Rafael Brandao. We can't expect much from Vitor because he just finished a long prep. He will go through a recovery phase and he will not have enough time to make considerable improvements, especially in size department until the Olympia. And we all know he does need more size. Rafael Brandao, on the other hand, is cruising at a great pace, despite getting sick some time back. Plenty of time for him to keep pushing hard for size, and he is weighing over 275 pounds right now, and still maintaining a good composition. A top 10 finish at the Olympia debut will be such a great accomplishment. Do you guys believe that Rafael can be top 10 this year? Because in my opinion, it isn't gonna be easy. James Hollingshead is rolling with no pressure into the Arnold Classic UK. Unlike some other guys who aren't concerned about weight on stage, James does have a target of stepping on stage close to 270, 11 weeks out and weighing 286 pounds. James is looking on target and he will be ready 4 weeks out. So that is a really good approach. I really want to see how Marc Hector compares with James on stage. He might be the most aesthetic guy in that lineup, along with Lionel Bayeki. Marc made his pro debut in 2020. Since that time, he has closed the size gap between him and the other competitors. So that will be a good matchup. Hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.